Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be continuing my Let's Play for Game Dev Tycoon, and I do apologize if my voice or the mic sounds kind of off. I still have a little bit of a cold, and the mic that I'm using isn't the greatest. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get started on this game, and I did play a little bit of it, and my Elgato did not capture the video that I recorded, so I went ahead and restarted this level. What happened is Lost was released, and it's basically like the highest ranking game right now that I have made. And since that we reached $1 million in cash or over, we were able to move to a new office. In this office, we can go ahead and hire people, and we can continue making better games and just continue ranking up. So we went ahead and moved to a new office, and we can hire staff, but we have to train our character to be able to manage, which is what it says right here. Just we need to complete a management course before we can hire our first employee. I hope the sound is coming through for the game. I don't have any speakers on or like a headset on, but I did do a couple tests and it seemed like it was working, so hopefully it is. I guess I'll find out after I'm done recording. Okay, so right now she's actually doing a game report, and I believe it's for Lost. Okay, so just telling us that world design seems to be very important, and I'm also going to show you what it got for a score. It actually got a 9.5 out of 10, and it was ranked number 1. Now that is awesome. Who knew that romance and adventure would do so good? It's just great. So we're going to go ahead and train her for staff management while Lost is still releasing. And we're going to hire our first employee. Now it looks like a new platform has been released today, but we are not worrying about that. We're just going to keep going with our PC games. So this is just news that Game Informed Gamer, I almost said Game Informer, gave it a 10, saying they achieved great balance between technology and design. If dynamic gaming continues to innovate like this, they might become a new fan favorite. Well, that's what we're hoping. I really want to be able to do very well in this game. And look at it, Lust is still doing number 1. Oh, now it's number 2. No, it's number 2. Oh. Okay, so this is just telling us how to hire our first employee. And we do that by clicking fill position on the desk. And before we can hire somebody, we have to advertise. Now, we have to set a budget, and we also have to set like what type of employee we want to find. If they're going to be a well-rounded employee with design and technology, or if they're going to be more concentrated on design or more concentrated on technology. So the first thing, I don't know, I don't really understand the whole budget thing. I think it just finds an employee that best fits what you want. I've I don't know, I've used the slider before, and I don't know if I just don't really pay attention to the game, but I just don't see a difference. But we'll go ahead and spend $750 for this staff member, and complex algorithms is going to be a person more towards the technology, like putting more technology bubbles in. Game demo is going to be the well-rounded person, and showreel is going to be more of a designer. And you really want to think what you want your character to be. I normally go towards design, so the first person we're going to hire is going to be a person that's more technology based, and it takes a little bit for them to search for someone, so we're going to go ahead and research something here while we're waiting for a person to put in for that job. And looks like we can go ahead and start 3D graphics. Is that what I want to do? Yeah, let's go ahead and do 3D graphics. Okay, it seems that Dynamic Gaming has recently moved into an office in a well-known technology park and is now searching for employees. The company, which is known for games such as Lust and The Sims, has reportedly operated out of a garage until now. Now, someone did mention in the comments that The Sims was not the first like life simulation game. It was a different game. Oh, I don't even remember the name of it, but it was pretty boring looking. Like you couldn't really control the person, and it was text operated. So you'd tell this guy what to do in his life, and that's all. I had to look it up, but I believe it was in part 4, the comment. So thank you for putting that comment in there. Now let me take a swig of my drink. Okay, so after choking for a little bit, let's go ahead and get this out of here. One of the many fans of Lust commented, "I can't believe they didn't even have a proper office until now, and that those games were created by only one person!" Exclamation point! I am really looking forward to their future games. Well, I look forward to making more games for you. I think it'd be super awesome to be able to be a game developer. I went to school for the wrong thing. The search for the open position is complete. You can now review the list of applicants and hire someone for this position. Don't forget that you can always train your employees to improve their skills. Oh wow, so we got 4 people that put in for this position, and the first thing that I look at is I look at I don't really mind the level that they are because they can always level up, and the speed in the research has to be pretty high. So let's just go ahead and take this look at the speed and research and see which one is totally going to be like kicked out. Okay, so all of them seem pretty well-rounded for speed and research. The next thing I look at is the design and technology points that they have allotted. Now, see, this guy like doesn't have any design, but he has all technology. 47 to 52. Okay, so I just want to look at these 3 people here. I think Christopher Sawyer is not on the list because I want someone with a little bit of design, and you'll figure this out when you start playing the game more. Later on, you actually have to have these people that have strong like technology skills. They have to have a little bit of design to be able to become like a master or like a professional know-it-all. I don't know the word for it right now. I think it's just professional. So the next thing that I look at is the pay rate. We've got 18,000, 21,000, and 9,000 over here for Robert. Now, obviously he's pretty cheap. He's also level 1, and Andres and Paul are level 2. So the next thing is I'm going to just look at like the difference between their technology and design. I know I'm kind of going back and forth quite a bit, but this is just what I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and see which one out of these 2, since they're basically around the same pay rate. I want to see which one of these 2 that I would hire. 260. Now, I would go ahead and probably hire Mr. Lamo here. And I want to now be able to compare him since he makes twice as much as Robert here. I want to just see what the difference is between these 2. Excuse me. So even though Andres Lamo is twice as much for salary for Robert, he has better design and technology points. We're going to go ahead and hire Andres. Okay, so congratulations on your first hire. New employees have to settle in before they become fully effective. When a character is not fully efficient, you can see an efficiency bar next to him. This bar will fill up slowly over time. And this also happens to the people in the office. And I don't know if it says anything about it here. It's usually a good idea to give your staff a welcome training. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and give him a welcome training kit to help him ease into working here. And you also get an efficiency bar next to all your other employees, including your character. Because while this person is learning, all these other people aren't as efficient because they're helping train this person. And we also have news research for medium games. Now, we are, while she's finishing up that research, we're going to go ahead and train him with the staff welcome training kit. And then she's going to finish that. While he is doing that, training himself, we're going to research medium games because we want to start making bigger games. Right now we can only make small games. We want to research bigger games to be able to, make a better game out there. We want to make A games. We don't want to make B games. And we want to build our fan base. And once we unlock medium games, we also unlock publishers. And you'll see that in just a moment. Now, Andres is telling me something. Hi, boss. I have a knack for security, and I think we could do with some security updates in our office. I have done some research, and I think an investment of 50,000 we would be a lot safer than we are now. I've never said no to these, and I'm kind of scared to see what would happen if I said no now. So we're just gonna keep agreeing. It just makes their office better. And if he feels secure, we're going to go ahead and do that. And I think it also might protect against hackers. We're not going to take that chance. Okay, now we are not making any revenue because Lust is off the market. And oh my gosh, it almost hit 2.5 million in sales. That's amazing. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is a pretty fun game to play, and you can get sucked into it for hours. I know I have. And in the news, in 2 months, the G64 will be taken off the market. And we don't have to worry about that because we're not making anything for the G64. Publishing contracts. Hi, Morgan. Hello. I have followed the progress of dynamic gaming for a while, and it seems that your recent expansion, you have started developing larger games. Larger games deserve to be seen by more people, and this is where a publisher can come in handy. A publisher will market and publish your game around the world. They will also help fund development in return. They keep most profits, but since the game will sell a lot more, it's usually worth it. I can put you in touch with some publishers so you can look at some of the available contracts. Just let me know. Jasmine Droke. And you really want to do this because you cannot successfully release a medium-sized game as well not using a publisher unless you have 100,000 fans, and we don't even have 5,000. We're going to be using them. When I start talking a lot, it makes me want to cough and hack. But anyway, before their efficiency bars get all the way up, I want to make them research more because, as you can see with the publishing deals, once you here we go, see 100,000 fans. Once you have at least 100,000 fans, you can self-publish better. You need to sign a contract. Contract will dictate what game you will need to create. Pay attention to all the details, most importantly, the minimum score that the contract dictates. If the game you release does not meet the minimum score, you will have to pay the penalty. What I was going to try to say before my mind just went to goo is that you really want to choose games that have a 6 or lower for the minimum score, because sometimes the game just likes to screw with you, and you could release another Lust game and it would not get a 9.5, it might get a 4.5. And I don't know why, it's just the way the game works. It likes to fool with you. It is also important to pay attention to the loyalty rate. The higher the rate, more money you will make from the contract. So here are the different contracts that we can do, and we're going to want to find ones that have either any system console or the PC. And as I can see here, the minimum score of 8 on here, minimum score of 8 on here, and then we have this one, minimum score of 4. I know the royalties are only 8%, but we're going to get so many more fans from it. And we already have Prison, the topic, unlocked, and we can choose any genre for it. And it looks like Electronic Mass Productions is this publisher. And as you can see here, if we wanted to do Cyberpunk, we haven't researched Cyberpunk, so we can't do that one yet, or the history. So here we are going to select Prison. Let's see how we're doing on time. We are actually going to get this contract in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. And normally I don't like to start a new contract until the efficiency bar has gone all the way up, but what the heck, we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So stay tuned for the next episode of Game Dev Tycoon.